It's a matter of economics. We're small. In order to survive, we have to give people something they can't get anywhere else. And we do that.
You are now listening to That Carter Show.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in today. It's That Carter Show, the internet's dose of nostalgic nonsense with sadistic sarcasm. My name's Deshaun, and before we start, I advise you to follow me on your choice of social media at That Carter Show. THAT Carter Show. I'm not spelling it out because if you're on the internet, you can use Google. For more insight on the topics of the show, you want to definitely follow me at one of those social media sites. And once again, man, I thank you for clicking on the link of the video and tuning in with us today. I got a lot to talk about, but at the same time, I'm going to keep it short because I'm up early and I got a lot to do this morning. So without further ado, let's get into the show. All right, depending on your age, I don't know how old you are, but judging on that, you might be something like me. I come from an era where you would get clowned, either rejected or ejected from the rap community if you didn't write your own raps. I come from the middle school lunch table beating the grinding Clips beat over and over and over, freestyling at the lunch table. This is the type of era I come from, and we do not live in that type of era anymore. And the question I asked this morning, today is Friday, January, what's today? It's payday, I know that much. That direct deposit came through. You already know. I was up waiting on that. All right, it's January 13th, 2017. So, the question I asked everyone today is, do people really care that much anymore? If you read the title of the episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, a lot of rappers' integrity have been in question over really the past 10 years when it comes to putting a pen to paper. I think back when social media wasn't a huge factor in how marketing helped their album sales and the increase of fans, it was a lot more intimate, and it was a feeling between the consumer and the artist. You went out to buy an album and you worshiped that album because it wasn't just a CD to you. It was a work of art. It was a story that you bought into that shaped the way your life would carry out for the next 6 months. And if you were a music fan like me, like I always, and I repeat, always had headphones in, you would not catch me. I was either on like the bus with headphones on. I was walking with headphones on. Everything I did was with headphones. I started with a Walkman that my uncle gave me with DMX in there blasting. Mom could not stand it, but I had to be a man. He was like, yo, yeah, like that was like the first real album. I'm 26 now, but like my first real like album I was bumping was like a DMX album. He was not about it. He was like, this is what you gonna listen to. This is what's hot. And I loved it. I loved it, man. That was my life. And you believed every word these rappers, not saying DMX doesn't write his own raps, don't get me twisted, but you believed every word. You memorized every track. And it really felt like you got a close experience with the music. But now, especially in rap, you might have been able to get away with it if you were like a pop singer or a rock star, but you couldn't brag about being from the hood, claiming this, claiming that. You can't do that, and then some kid named Justin from Wyoming he's writing your verses out. Does this mean that, like, when albums come out, you have hit singles, and then the rest of the album tanks because you buy the album just for these songs? Were these songs written by these artists? It's a big debate that I go over, and it's been exposed. Like, rappers don't write their own rhymes. We know this now, but most of these guys, man, really, they're just good for bagging up dope and rocking a gold chain for the most part. These dudes are puppets to the true and talented, and I'm sure most of you agree with me with this. So let's start here, right? Okay, so we all know over the past year what's been going on. Drake is the biggest artist out, pretty much, and apparently he doesn't write his own rhymes. He has a ghostwriter named Quentin Miller that I don't know if he's still part of that team or if he's found a new one or if he started actually writing his rhymes, but these guys have ghostwriters to portray to the fans, us, you and me, the people, the consumer, that Drake is by far the best singer, the best rapper, the overall talented person. But really, he has a collective of people who subscribe to the Drake brand, and that's how they all work. They all work as Drake. It's like a huge machine. It's like Voltron. It's like the Zords. It's like it's a machine. It's not real. Drake is not real, and that's what the main topic of today is really about. And there's a lot of people out there who don't write music, and it's not just in rap either. There's a lot of musicians out there, like famous musicians. Even back in the day, I heard Frank Sinatra didn't write his own rhymes. Elvis didn't write his own rhymes. But does that matter if you're in that type of genre of music? Specifically, I'm talking about rap because, like I said in the beginning, man, you got clowned and rejected, man. Like, if you found out that LL Cool J back in the day, back in the 80s, was not writing his own raps, or Run DMC was not writing their own raps, they would not get clowned and they would have never made it to the mainstream. It wouldn't have been real because you know why? Because the culture started in a real place. It started out of something real. But now the industry has taken it over, and it's not the same thing that it used to be anymore. Speaking of LL Cool J, man, what about lip syncing? There's a TV show with LL Cool J on it, promoting good lip syncing, and the moment I saw that, I knew that music in this music industry is a joke. It's a scam. It's a big money pot. And people are willing to dance around and do anything they want for $1 in this music industry just to be on TV and be famous. Man, I got into all of this. Everything you hear right now, everything that correlates around my life because of music. Music has influenced me to become the person I am today. And the reason I am that way is just because I believed in that. And like, with the way the music industry is going now I get it. Like, I mean, like, the times aren't going to stay the same forever. But, man, like, where do we draw the line to where who's talented and who's not? Like, and it's not even just in rap. It's in politics, you know? Like, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton aren't the ones. They're the puppets behind the puppet master. Or in front of the puppet, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a facade. It's not real. I mean, it's killing me, man. If you take a reference track or use a blatant form of plagiarism, then you do not write your own raps, period. Now, there's always going to be at least two sides of this coin. Like, those who want to preserve hip-hop culture. I'm one of those people, but I also dabble into the new stuff. Like, I mean, I'm still relatively young, man. I like some of the music that comes out. I'm not, and I'm gonna get into that. Check this. So, there's going to be the ones who want to preserve the hip hop culture. There's the ones who want to keep the essence alive. When it comes to the craftsmanship, putting a pen to paper, using your own brain to create creative songs. Are you a creative person? Can you get the work done? And then at the end of the day, there's the other side of the coin. There's going to be fans that really just don't give a damn, blinded by what the new media flashes in front of them. So the reason why I believe half of these new rappers and a lot of the people who like make new music now, salute to the producers, because without them, these beats that they give them, these beats from like another dimension, they come from God knows where, because the beats are hot. The beats over time have gotten amazing, but the flows and rap has always been braggadocious, but man, like it's not an art form anymore. It used to be a way of art, like to express yourself. Without these producers, man, these rappers would be exposed for the trash that they are, for real. And the only way we can go back to that first side of the coin, where if you want to preserve hip hop culture, the only way the game can go back to the way it was is if the producers stop co-signing cheap rap acts. It's very easy to distract away from what's really real nowadays, because the fake seems real. It's the WWE of the music industry. And social media plays a huge part of that, because we see these rappers flexing and shining and just going like on these shopping sprees and buying all these cars and stuff. But me and you, listeners here, like, we're the ones putting the money in their pocket, but we don't understand that these guys aren't more creative than me and you. I woke up this morning because like I felt like I needed to talk about this, because it's not real. And a lot of us are very, very, very like under the influence of this, and it's not fair for a lot of us, man. And I'm not saying that like we all deserve that, we don't work hard enough, but man, like if you're not writing your raps, you're not working hard enough either. Straight up. Now, at the end of the day, I want to know one thing, and that's why I started this episode today. I want to know, and I want you to leave a comment. If you've made it this far, man, you rocking with us. You are a part of that Carter Show now. You're a part of this community. I want you to leave a comment on whatever choice of social media you want to. Do you think musicians should write their own music? Or do you not care as long as the tracks are hot? That's what I want to know. Does it matter anymore? Do we matter about the quality of music? I didn't see the overall ending content of it, but I saw Diddy on Instagram, and he was saying something about he didn't like the way the game's going, and something like that. I don't know what the overall end outcome of that is. So if that contradicts what I'm talking about today, then don't worry about it, because I didn't see it. So, but at the end of the day, Diddy, you are a facilitator too of that. You encourage people not to write their own music. You find writers for other artists too. So I mean, like, you're contradicting yourself if that's what you were trying to say, you know? So now we all know music is going to progress, but we can't live in the past. And I understand that. But if you're going to mumble over these hot beats and be a puppet, I don't respect you. The year the artist needs to come back. But is this what the culture is all about? Thanks for listening, and keep it nonfiction.
A lot of people I look up to, but like, dang, you ain't right. I found out you don't write your own
Well,
verse.
who don't write?
A lot of people don't write. their
Really?
own
Is it
shit,
that
yeah.
bad?
Yeah, it's that bad.
Is there anyone that would
I
make
don't know
me?
how y'all take that in the UK, but in Philadelphia, like, we really do rap. If you ever, like, study it, you see Cosmic Kev videos, you gotta come through and rap for 10 minutes at the radio so we know you official. So we know you know what you're doing.
If you can't come into the booth and just bar,
Yeah.
you ain't a rapper, fam.
Yeah.
You're a pop star.
Yeah, hell
Like,
yeah.
there's a difference between a rapper and a pop star, bro.
Yeah.